What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Guys, I hope you enjoyed your NFL Sunday. What an entertaining slate for this NFL Sunday. Absolutely incredible, fun watches, great games all over the league. Guys, my first three free picks that I gave out for NFL Sunday absolutely smashed over. We had Jahmyr Gibbs over 74.5 rushing yards. He went like over 200 rushing yards. Drake May over like 256.5 passing yards. He almost threw for 300 yards. And then Rashee Rice over 74.5 receiving yards went for 141. Guys, my first three picks absolutely smashed over. The last two didn't hit, unfortunately. Swift and Derrick Henry. Kyle Monangai was used a lot more in that game, and then Derrick Henry and that Ravens team, that it really wasn't that high-powered of an offense that game. Thought they were going to be able to run the ball a little bit more. But, guys, those first three picks absolutely smashed over, all right? So if you're liking the free picks that I'm giving out, guys, I got four more for this NFL Monday Night Football game, Panthers 49ers. Guys, and I'm taking all my picks on Betr for this Monday night matchup. New users can use code TEACH10, and you'll get free $10 when you sign up, plus a $200 bonus on your first deposit. So, guys, go sign up. And if you guys aren't using Betr, you guys can also use Chalkboard as well, all right? Use code TEACH10 on Chalkboard, same promo code. And Betr is also giving you a free Brock Purdy square for Monday Night Football. So if you guys don't like any of my picks, you can swap in the Brock Purdy square and use that to boost your multiplier, all right? So, guys, let's get straight into these four picks for you, all right? Bit of an interesting game here on Monday Night Football that we have coming up. All right, let's start with the first pick. Now, the first pick isn't listed first on my bet sheet just because the names, the way it listed was weird. But here's my first play that I absolutely love, my favorite play from Monday Night Football. It's George Kittle over 56.5 receiving yards. I know right here it says 55.5. The line's kind of been fluctuating. You see it opened at 58.5, kind of been bouncing around a little bit here. We got the line at 56.5 on Betr, guys. So if you want those good lines, go sign up to Betr. All right, that's where I'm taking my picks. So what I like about this George Kittle pick, all right, bit of an interesting one, okay? So he's hit it in 5 of his last 10 games. All right, so not too shabby. He's averaging right around 55 receiving yards per game over those last 10. But if you can see last year, he was averaging this at a 73% clip, hit it in 11 of 15 games. All right, and it's obvious to tell when Brock Purdy is his quarterback, he gets the ball a lot more and he does a lot more damage. Obviously, George Kittle dealt with some injury, missed about like a month or so of the season. But when Mac Jones was thrown to him, he just really wasn't getting that much of the ball, wasn't catching a ton of passes, wasn't getting a ton of yards. But when Brock Purdy's playing quarterback, he loves George Kittle and loves getting it to him. He got 84 in the last game with Mac Jones, and then Brock Purdy came back 67 receiving yards. So he went over in that line, and as you can see in these 2024 stats, Brock Purdy loves throwing to him. He was dotting it up all over the field to him. Look at these 100-plus yard games all over here. And if you look at his insights, he's gone over 59.5 receiving yards. He's gone 60-plus in 7 of his last 8 home games, where he's averaging over 68 receiving yards in those games. That's 88% in those last games, guys. And I absolutely love this because he has a good matchup against the Panthers. They are good at defending receiving yards, about middle of the pack, a little bit better in the league, 14th, giving up 223 receiving yards average per game. But look against tight ends. They're 26th in the league, giving up over 65 receiving yards to tight ends. And George Kittle is the guy at tight end for this 49ers team. And now that Brock Purdy's back, he's going to be getting the ball a lot more. And I love this in this spot against the Panthers with this tight end matchup here. All right. That's why I love George Kittle going over on this line. All right. I think this will be a pretty good game. 49ers are going to be looking to do damage all over the field. I think they're looking to get back on track with Brock Purdy at quarterback. So I absolutely love this. George Kittle's going way over this line. All right. So that's my first pick for today. Now let's get into today's second pick, listed first on this sheet here. It's Bryce Young over 204.5 passing yards. And you're probably like, Bryce Young hasn't been that great all season in terms of passing yards. And you're absolutely right. He's only hit this in 2 out of his last 10 games. So you're like, TJ, why do you like this pick then? Well, as you know, last game, Bryce Young had a career day, threw for almost 450 passing yards, was dotting it up all over the field against this Falcons team who ranks 6th against passing yards, all right? And Bryce Young had an awesome day, throwing all over the field. Love getting it to Ted McMillan, too. A little bit foreshadowing for our next pick as well. As you can see here, this 49ers defense, no doubt about it, they've had a season from hell, man. I mean, they're just riddled with injuries all over the defensive line and their secondary. They lost Nick Bosa early on in the season, and they lost their star linebacker, Fred Warner. So just absolutely tragic for the 49ers defense, but it plays well into this pick for Bryce Young. He's hot, he's coming off a great game, looking to build off of that momentum. And he's going to be loving to getting the ball to all of his teammates here. Again, this 49ers defense, look at this, 28th in the league. So that's 4th worst in the league, giving up almost 250 passing yards a game. And Bryce Young just had a great game. He's got a lot of confidence to build off of going into this next game. And we can also see here, look down at the bottom, looking at the last few games, the 49ers, the quarterbacks that they faced, look at these passing yard numbers. Look, 241 from Penix, 318 from Stroud, Jackson Dart 191, not a great game from him. 280 from Matthew Stafford, and then 452 from Jacoby Brissett. So that's 452 passing yards the game before, and then 448 passing yards from Bryce Young last game. Guys, this plays perfectly right into our hands with this matchup. Bryce Young's going to have another awesome day on this Monday Night Football. This is going to be a back-and-forth game. Bryce Young's going to need to be locked in, and he's going to be throwing the football. So I absolutely love this play. All right, so that is our second pick for the night. And guys, if you like the lines that I'm getting, I'm taking all these lines on Betr, man. New users, free $10. Look at this, big on the screen. Free new users, free $10, up to $200 bonus on your first deposit. Use code TEACH10, guys. Go sign up. All right. Now let's get back into the rest of our picks. All right. Third pick, we have Tet McMillan over 4.5 receptions. Playing a little bit passive on this play, just slightly passive on this line. All right, 4.5 receptions. He's hit this in 5 out of 10 games. We're kind of pairing this with the Bryce Young passing yards play as well, as I kind of foreshadowed to a little bit earlier. And what I love about this, again, we're playing into this banged up 49ers defense. They are 2nd worst in the league in receptions allowed, giving up a little over 25 receptions a game. That is terrible, all right? And against wide receivers, they're 3rd worst, giving up almost 14 receptions allowed. We just need Tet McMillan to get 5 of those. Just Tet McMillan to get 5 receptions. He is the star wide receiver of this team. Obviously, they have Leggett, and then they have Rico Dowdle out of the backfield catching a little bit of the balls. But if we scroll down here, and what I love about this play, look at the target share. It's not even close, man. I mean, you can see it scattered throughout to a few other guys on this team, but the 2 main guys he's going to are Tet McMillan and Xavier Leggett. Look at Tet McMillan, over 25% of the target share. So pretty much every 1 out of 4 throws, a little bit more, it's going to Tet McMillan. All right, we just need 5 catches from Tet McMillan. Again, I think this is going to be a back and forth, close game. Teams are both going to be engaged on offense, looking to throw the ball. Bryce Young's going to throw the ball over the field. And when he throws the ball over the field and he has a great game, like he did when he threw these 448 passing yards, look at this. Tet McMillan had 8 catches. All right, so when Bryce Young's on fire and he's throwing the ball over the field and gaining a ton of yards, it's going to Tet McMillan. That's who he is looking for. All right, so we're pairing these 2 plays up because I think they play well together. Obviously, if Bryce Young's throwing the ball well, Tet McMillan is the one catching these balls. Okay, so that's why I love for my 3rd pick. All right, now let's get into the 4th pick here. All right, as you can see, this is the George Kittle 56.5 receiving yards. Guys, I know it said 55.5, or it says 59.5. The line's been bouncing all over the place for this one, all right? So, guys, get on Betr, lock in this line, all right? 56.5 receiving yards. For the 4th pick, to round us out, it's a pretty standard straight-up play. Christian McCaffrey over 123.5 rushing and receiving yards combined. Here's what I love about this. Christian McCaffrey's hit this in 5 out of 10 games this year. In 2024, he didn't hit it that much. Obviously, he was banged up with injuries. That was kind of a bad season from him. So don't really take that into consideration too much. He's healthy and he's playing well, and he is the main guy on this offense. It's not even close. One of the best players in the NFL. All right, over 123.5 rushing and receiving yards. Now, the matchup with this Panthers defense, they're about middle of the pack in terms of rushing yards allowed and receiving yards allowed, but versus running backs, they're actually slightly worse, all right? Like slightly bottom half of the league, 20th in rushing yards allowed and 16th in receiving yards allowed. And Christian McCaffrey is the main guy, and he gets a lot of targets on this team. As everyone knows, Christian McCaffrey's receiving yard prop has been one of the biggest plays all season. if you look at his receiving yards, look at this. He's hit it in 82% of the games, 9 out of 10. Missed it last game, but when he missed, he's like right there at the line, 43 against the 4th-ranked Texans defense, and then 40th against an Arizona Cardinals team that defends running backs out of the backfield catching the ball well. All right, so that was just not a good matchup for him in that sense against that defense. But against every other team, he smashes over this line, all right? And now Brock Purdy's back. Again, Brock Purdy understands this offense. He's the leader of this team. He knows who to get the ball to. It's George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. Now, obviously, Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings have been key parts of that as well. But these are really the main two guys you're looking to get. You're looking to get the ball to your star players to make big plays to win games, all right? So, again, we're going back to rushing and receiving yards over 123.5. Plays very well into this Panthers defense and this Brock Purdy return as well, building momentum for this 49ers team that's looking to make a push into the playoffs in a tough division as well, with the Seahawks and Rams absolutely rolling. So they're looking to push for that one of those wild card spots. So I absolutely love this play to round us out. All right, guys. So just to recap real quick before we head out of here. Bryce Young over 204.5 passing yards. Ted McMillan over 4.5 receptions. George Kittle over 56.5 receiving yards. This is my favorite play for this Monday Night Football game. Christian McCaffrey over 123.5 rushing and receiving yards combined. So those are my 4 plays for Monday Night Football. Again, if you don't like any of these picks, again, you can swap it in with the Brock Purdy free square if you sign up on Betr. All right, guys. Also, if you guys sign up to Betr or Chalkboard, I will give you a free 30 days in my VIP winnable store, all right? You use my code TEACH10 on Chalkboard or Betr, and then you text me a screenshot that you use my promo code to 443-267-8895. I will then message you guys and give you guys a free 30 days of my VIP picks. So if you like my NFL Sunday picks, those first 3 picks that I gave out smashed absolutely over. We're starting to warm up a little bit. Guys, go sign up below. I'll give you free 30 days of VIP access, all right? Look at this. I give you guys free access. You guys get my best free play of the night. You get it before the YouTube video drops, okay? And then I have weekly access to my VIP picks for $15 a week and monthly tickets access for $49.99 a month. I will give you to that free if you sign up and text me that you use my promo code on Betr or Chalkboard, all right? Betr and Chalkboard links will be in the description below. My free winnable store will also be in the description below, so go check that out. Go sign up, all right? Guys, I hope you absolutely enjoyed today's video. Again, right before we leave, here are our 4 picks, all right? Guys, I hope you're having a great NFL Sunday. Had a great NFL Sunday, excuse me. I'm recording this on Sunday as the NFL afternoon slate goes on. Hope you have a great Monday Night Football watch as well. And then we'll be back for Tuesday for some NBA picks.